FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. It's week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in week 9?
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Now Jones. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones, that's complete to Slayton. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
2nd and 4.
Throwing, Jones.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Chase Young
in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Jones. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Chase Young in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Hines now on the return.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago.
2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, this defense for the Giants, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
It's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
They find some open field here. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. On 2nd down and 4, Lawrence. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
His pass passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
As I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Antonio Gibson,
Touchdown number 15 on the year.
and Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target,
And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
and there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones.
And a Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10.
He targets Ingram for another grab.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. And that is incomplete here. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried a stress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3-and-out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Now he dumps this off over the middle and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Alex Highsmith there on the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. From midfield now, Lawrence. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Lawrence on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Giants are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Jones on 1st down. And that'll be caught by Tony. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jones. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. Room here to run. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this returnable for Hines. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out right at the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
Flushed out right. Room to run past midfield. And finally brought down at the 38.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Lawrence to throw.
Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Lawrence works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
On 1st down, Lawrence.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the 2nd half gets underway. Taken at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So here is Washington now to take over.
They've gone 2 months without a loss. 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. Now Lawrence to throw.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And some room to roam now. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A huge play there for Washington.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Lawrence will throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hines.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Gibson is in. Touchdown, Washington. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that pushes the lead up to 11. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
On second down, here's Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for him first.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Isaiah Simmons picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game, because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Jones now on 3rd down. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on to punt for New York. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing.
And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Washington going to send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York ready to go again offensively. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They'll look to throw again. That ball caught by Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Jones throwing for it. And it'll be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Giants are right back in this football game.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Once more, Gibson. And he's got some space here. And he will finally be taken down at the Giants' 28. 122 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Eluding the pressure right. And it is caught at the 7-yard line. And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 3 here in this game and 17 now on the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So now Jones and the Giants down by 12. Just under 2 minutes to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. And they work this well upfield across the 45. To To throw is Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Jones. That's complete to Tony. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Jones. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Jones signaling, let's go, trying to get his guys up to the line. Under pressure, they got him again. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now Jones. And oh, it's complete. What a catch in the 7. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So it's Washington getting the victory here. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game,